morning. Happy Friday, everyone. How are you? Thank you so much for showing up for another Fun-Fold Friday. So, this Christmas card is more than a Christmas card today. It is also home decoration. All right. I call it a stained glass easel card. And it's a lot of fun to make and a really wow when people see it. All right. My name's Kristina Reese, for those of you who have just found me, or that you've just found me. This is your first time here. That's what I was trying to say. Kristina Reese, and this is Creating with Kristina. And I come live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday here on my Facebook page at 9:30 Central a.m. To bring card tutorials to you to help card makers, inspire you, give you tips and answers to your questions. So that is what I do, and that is what this is. Before we get started on this stained glass easel card that we're going to make, I want to remind you that if you have not signed up for my newsletter, I encourage you to do so. My newsletter always has the latest up-to-date stuff from Stampin' Up, but it also, I try once a week to send out a free tutorial that is exclusive just to my email subscribers. So that is a benefit for signing up for my newsletter. All right. Okay, let's switch over to this view here. Here we go. Now, this card is I'm going to go over the supplies before we make it. And the first supplies that you'll need are is the paper. And it also has the measurements. Now, I want to remind you also that my measurements are always on my blog on Fridays, or I try to get them on Friday. They'll be up there later today. Anyway, so the measurements, but if you want to pause the video, if you're watching the replay, you can write it down. This is a 4-inch. Not 4 1/4, this is 4-inch by 11. Then it's scored at 3 1/2, and then it's 7 1/8. Okay, so that is our card base. Then we have some designer series paper we affectionately call DSP, our DSP. The front piece is 3 7/8 inch by 3 3/4 inch, and the bottom piece is 3 7/8. They're both 3 7/8, but this one's 3 3/8. So this one's 3 3/4. This is 3 3/8. So that's the base. And then you're going to need some vellum. Now, I didn't want to give away what I'm doing, so I'm going to put that over there. You can see that in a minute. But the vellum is 3 1/4 by, 3 3/4 by 3 1/4. Okay, that is the paper that you will need. I am using a stamp set called Words of Cheer. And the reason I chose this was because of this focal image. I thought this would make a beautiful stained glass. And I'll show you how I made the stained glass in just a bit. But it also has just great sentiments. Happy Christmas holidays. Happy Christmas from my home to yours. Sending Christmas cheer. Christmas Day. Season's greetings, happy wishes to you and yours, wishing you a joyful Christmas. Holly, this colors in these 2 poinsettias. This one, it's a little small, but it still looks okay. And then the holly leaves. It's just an awesome stamp set. Okay, so that's what we're using. We're also using the designer series paper. Like I said, we call it DSP around here. Painted Christmas. Isn't that beautiful? And what I really like about this paper is all the colors, okay? So all these supplies will be over on my blog, creatingwithkristina.com, and the instructions and the measurements. So this is our sentiment, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. And this is another sentiment, and I've just punched these out. So this is for later. All right, make sure I haven't missed any questions. Everybody's saying good morning. Good morning, everyone. Love that you are here. Awesome. Just love it. Okay. Oh, and thank you, Marty, for sharing. That I really appreciate that. That helps more people find us. Okay, here is my stained glass, and I'm going to bring this up. And the way I make stained glass, it's very simple, is you do black heat emboss. So the black embossing powder, you stamp it with the Versamark, and then you sprinkle the black powder on it, and then you heat it up. But you need to be careful because you don't want to heat the vellum up so hot that the vellum starts to warp and wrinkle. So you want to get your heat tool hot first and then start melting the powder. All right. Once it's melted, then you want to get out some Stampin' Blends. And Stampin' Blends are our alcohol markers. Okay. Alcohol will stick to the vellum and not rub off. It dries and it's there. And I went over my areas a couple of times. So like I colored in my poinsettia and I'd let it dry and then I colored it in again. I did it 2 or 3 times. That way it got really dark, because once we do what we're going to do, you'll see why we want it really dark. All right, so that is our vellum. We're going to move that to the side. Now, we have our card base, okay? And like I said, this is 4 inches by 11 inches, and it's scored at 3.5 and 7 1/8. Okay, and you kind of have to remember which is which. The smaller side is the bottom, the bigger side is the top. Okay, and it's going to make an easel like this. Okay, so we're going to be decorating this. This is the top of my card, and this is the bottom of my card right there. All right, I don't want to forget that. So I'm going to put that right there. Now I'm going to take that DSP that fits on this piece. Okay, so this is the front, the top piece. And I want to tack this on. I do not want to completely adhere it. I only want to secure it so it won't move, and I want to do it in the center. We're going to be cutting out the an image, a shape here. But I need this DSP to come up because I need to put the vellum in between the cardstock and the DSP. And I'm not sure if that makes sense, but anyway, so I'm going to tack this down in the center because I know the center is going to get cut out. And I want it secured. Not lightly tacked down, but good and secure. Do not want this moving in the cut and emboss machine. All right, there we go. And it's cut just a wee bit smaller than the base. So I just have a little bit of the base showing, okay? Just kind of frames it up, makes it real nice. Now here is the cutout for this image. However, we need it to match up, because if we just lay it down any old way, then that's how this vellum has got to go on. And look how it's like not fitting at all, okay? So the way I do this is I put it back behind here. Well, I already know that it kind of goes there. All right, right there. Okay, so I've kind of got it just sitting on there the way it's going to cut out. Okay, now I put the vellum down where it's going to go. Okay, hold it still. Remove the vellum and get some tape and tape this in place. Don't let it move. And the reason we're doing this is, well, like I said, if you cut this image out, and your vellum is askewed, it's not going to have enough to attach between the layers. So just be careful when you put your die down that you match it up so that your vellum will fit in between the layers. All right, we got that. Now, let's go to the cutting machine. Here we go. Move this out of the way. I've got my fan blowing on me. Okay, and we're just going to put that right there. Now, this is going through 2 layers, so I'm going to make it go through twice, just to make sure it goes through. And if you notice you're having trouble getting your dies to cut through a couple thicknesses, it may be that your plate is so worn out, like mine is, it may be getting really kind of thin, and you may need a new plate for that reason. Or you can just put some thick cardstock to give it some more pressure to press down into it. And it looks like it cut all the way through beautifully. So now I want to carefully, I don't want to tear anything, pop this out of here, okay. And then, well, this is kind of tricky because I taped it down on all sides. All right, come on. And just real gently, because that embossing machine really pressed it into the paper. And we definitely do not want it to tear on this, what we call the negative of the cutout, because that part is going on our card. There we go. All right. And whoops, I got twisted. Okay, there we go. And it fits in there beautifully like that still, okay? And then this piece, I don't know, whatever you want to do with it, throw it away, make something out of it, I don't know, but we're not using it on this card. Okay, so that was our die. Now, here we go. We are going to take our vellum and we're going to adhere it in between the two. We're going to sandwich it, okay? So I'm going to put some adhesive on the corners here, okay? And on the sides, wherever I can get some adhesive. Oh, come on. Come on. It's being stretchy. Ah! There we go. Sometimes it doesn't want to let go of the tape runner. Oh, I twisted it again. There we go. Okay, and then, actually, I'm going to do it the other way. I can't see. Flip it. Oh, nope, I can't see that way for sure. Okay, here we go. Nope, yeah, see how I'm doing that? I'm like, wait a minute, that's not right. What did I do? I twisted it again. I got to quit twisting it. Here we go. We're just going to lay that on there gently. If we need to move it, we can. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it needs to come up a little bit on this. The nice thing about vellum is the tape will stick to it, but it won't tear it. Okay, that's good enough. All right, now that I've got it on there, press it all down. Okay, now we need to put it on here. So we're going to take the adhesive tape runner again, but this time on the vellum. Okay, did I get on this side? Nope. There we go. Oh, that's so pretty. Okay, wait a minute. Yeah, it goes like this. There we go. Okay. This is going to be so cool. Y'all are going to die. All right. Hildenell said, did you use blends for the vellum? Absolutely, Hildenell. You want an alcohol-based marker. If you use a regular writing marker, those are water-based, and they'll dry eventually, but it takes forever. And a heat gun, you don't want a heat gun around your vellum for too long because it will make your vellum warp. So it's just better to use alcohol markers. All right, so we've got that part done. Now we want to get our sentiment on here. So I'm going to open it up like this, and I'm going to take that other piece of DSP that I had. Well, good morning, Cindy from Ontario, Canada. Bringing your cold winter down here already. We're barely getting into the 70s today, but it's actually cool. I don't know if any of you, well, I live right outside of Dallas-Fort Worth in a little town called Louisville, but my sister lives in Fort Worth with my mom. And Fort Worth Junior League, and this is every junior league across the country, puts on what's called the Christmas Fair. And in Fort Worth, it's called Christmas in Cowtown because that's Fort Worth's nickname. Anyway, so my sister and I are going Christmas shopping today, and we were so excited. I've got a big, long list of people I want to shop for. I love this. The cutest boutique type booths and everything. The Junior League really does it great. And then they serve a really nice lunch. But anyways, if you've ever experienced, if you live in the Fort Worth area and you have time today and you come over, maybe we'll run into each other. That would be really fun, wouldn't it? All right, I am going to put my sentiment. Now, I did my sentiment on 3/4 inch, but notice how I stamped Season's Greetings down below, okay? Because my bling that I'm going to add on here to hold my easel up, I don't want my card to get in the way of my greeting, but I need room there. So I stamped it kind of low on the 3/4, and we'll just put that right there. Okay, and then also this part of my greeting, wishing you a joyful Christmas, I punched these both out of the Taylor tag and they're exactly the same. Now, you could kind of put it askew like that and tape it down and that looks cute, but I really like taking my snips and cutting it in half and then having it poke out from the top and the bottom. So just a quick cut across the center like that, then put a little adhesive on the back of the corners here. Okay, and then we just hold that in place while we put this one at the top. Okay, and then move this one and put this one at the bottom. There we go. Now it shows on the front and the top, and I like that way. So, and we're gonna put, now notice I'm not putting dimensionals because this really is the inside of the card, all right? And it's going to get enough dimension with the easel part. So I'm just going to put that right there. Okay. Now, this is what I mean by the easel. Okay. And I need these folds to be bone folded down crisp so that they'll stay. Yeah, you definitely want good crisp folds. Okay. There we go. Now, it will stay like that, but you really want the bling to hold it. So I've got some bling here. And we're going to go with the pretty clear or kind of goldish ones. And I'm using the bigger ones. And see how I'm putting it up here above the sentiment so that the easel doesn't get in the way of the sentiment. Okay, and I'm putting this one over here. Like right there. Okay, now when the card sits there, well, that's wanting to be ornery, isn't it? There we go. Okay, there we go. You can't see it very well, but that's okay because I've got some more things to show you here. Are we ready? Now, what makes this card so cool is the little tea light. This is just a battery-operated tea light. Now, to make it a little fancy, though, I thought I'd get some more DSP out and my tear and tape, okay? And we're going to put tear and tape all down here, okay? And get that nice and secure, and then pick off, whoops, I always forget I can't use these fingernails, the wax covering. There we go. And it did kind of go over the edge, and that's okay. I just kind of bend it back onto itself. There we go. Now, how fun is this? So we're making it a unique tea light. We're kind of personalizing it. I just love paper crafts. Don't y'all love paper crafting? Just makes everything so fun. Okay. And I just cut a 1/2 inch of 6 inch, 1/2 inch by 6 inch. I didn't quite need 6 inches, but because my paper was already cut 6 by 12, I just trimmed off a 1/2 inch. And there we go. Now we have a pretty little tea light. We're going to turn her on. Okay. Oh, y'all can barely see. Anyways, we're going to stick that in there. Okay. Now, hold on. I'm going to move my camera, okay, so that you all can see this better. I know. Don't get seasick on me here. Okay. Yay, except you can't see the tea light to save our lives. Let me see if I can turn some lights off to get it glowing a little more. Hold on, let me turn this light off too. Okay, we go in, getting a little better. It's getting a little better there. Oh, I wish y'all could see this. One more time. Let me try turning off my overhead light. Y'all need to see my craft room. How fun is that? There we go. Now we can see our stained glass. Oh, that's so pretty. Whoop, come here. There we go. Yay. There we go. See, it worked as a Christmas card and home decor. All right, let me get us off this view so I can put the camera back up here. There we go. All right, I hope you all enjoyed today's fun fold, little home decor there for you. And Promise says, that's so cool. Nancy says, Kristina, you should do a Christmas card swap with your viewers. Oh, wow, Nancy, you're asking, wow, that would be fun, but that would be a lot of work. I might get one of my people that live around here to help me out do that. That would be fun, though. I would really like that. Okay. Actually, okay, the card swap thing just made my brain go, oh, wait a minute. The person who I'm under, her name is Sharon Armstrong. She's not my immediate upline. She's like 4 up from me. But what she does on the group, now it's not this. This is the public page, Creating with Kristina. But on the private group over on Kristina's Creative Stampers, that's a private group, and we can only see each other's comments and the whole rest of the world can't see them. You have to be approved to get in. She starts a post, and anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another video and explain it, because I don't want to use up this video talking about that. What I want to say right now, though, is if you haven't subscribed for the newsletter, please do so, and I can get more information out to you that way. Also, the measurements are on the blog, so go over there if you didn't get the measurements for this card. And please, if you make one of these stained glass windows, we'd love to see it, okay? Post it over on either on this page, this public page, or over on the private Kristina's Creative Stampers, okay? All right, you all have a blessed weekend. I'm going Christmas shopping. Love you guys. See you Monday. Bye-bye.